The second richest man in the world, Elon Musk, posting on X today, and I'm quoting him now, just to be super clear, I am not donating money to either candidate for U.S. president. That in response to the reporting that he met with Donald Trump in Palm Beach at his Mar-a-Lago club over the weekend as his campaign and the candidate himself desperately need money. I'm joined now by one of the reporters who broke that story, New York Times senior political correspondent and CNN's political analyst, Maggie Haberman. Maggie, when you saw that tweet today from Elon Musk, I still call them tweets, how carefully worded do you think that message was? Because, I mean, he could theoretically give to a super PAC supporting a candidate without specifically giving to that candidate.
Yeah, I think you're hitting on the issue here. You know, he says to be clear. Well, he's clear that he's not giving hard dollars to candidates, and I don't think anybody expected Elon Musk's, valuable $3,300 checks to be at issue here. I think the bigger issue is whether he would give money to a super PAC or a dark money group where they don't have to disclose who their donors are. And he did not address either one of those. I think the statement left him some wiggle room. Now, that doesn't mean that he will donate, Caitlin. I could see a world where he doesn't write a big check or any check, but that is the hope of people around Trump, is that he does ultimately give money.
Well, and the reason they have that hope is because, I mean, they're trying to close that massive fundraising gap between them and the current president, President Biden, who didn't have to deal with weeks of a primary challenge. And I just wonder, based on what you've been hearing from people, how worried they actually are about shoring up their finances and the ability to do that quickly.
Yeah, the financial disparity has been a concern for Trump's political advisors for many, many months, going back till, I would say the fall, when it became clear that he was likely to be the Republican nominee. And it was clear that there was going to be a huge disparity between what Democrats were able to raise, not just the Biden campaign proper, his super PAC, the Democratic National Committee, and then there will be other outside groups. At the moment, Trump does not have something like that. And we have seen that President Biden has outraised him so far. So this is a real worry. And Elon Musk is in a unique position to, come close to erasing that deficit almost single-handedly. Outside group dollars are not the same as hard dollars that can be spent by a campaign, but they can still help a lot.
Trump is also having financial troubles, beyond the campaign. Today asking the judge who is overseeing the E. Jean Carroll case to give him more time, a few extra days, to post that $83.3 million bond. And I just wonder what you've heard from people inside his orbit, because obviously $83.3 million is just a small portion of the ultimate total that he would have to pay, in addition to the $450 million that he has to post when it comes to the civil fraud trial. What are you hearing about the legal fees and how that's cutting into all of this?
Well, look, the legal fees piece is a big issue, and as we know, that's a different pot of money, which is the Save America money, the Political Action Committee that former President Trump controls, that he started raising while he was still president during this period where he was alleging falsely widespread fraud that had impacted the 2020 election, that he needed money to fight, and he then stored this all in this Political Action Committee, or much of it in the Political Action Committee, and it's gone to pay a bunch of things, but among them his lawyers and other people's lawyers. So that's one piece. Then there's the bond piece that you're talking about, and that is a separate issue. And there is clearly a problem so far in acquiring a bond. It doesn't mean that they won't get there, but I'm not sure what a couple of more days delay is going to do, and the judge has already said no to a delay previously.
In addition to what we've been watching with Super Tuesday, Trump is now saying, as he's the presumptive Republican nominee, the only person in this race, that he is now ready to debate after, of course, he didn't debate anyone in the Republican primary and has spent years going after the Presidential Debates Commission and railing against them. I wonder what your sense is, even though we're still a few months away from when those would actually happen, if that's something he's actually serious about going forward with.
Oh, I think that Trump very much wants to debate, and we've been hearing that consistently for a while. He just didn't want to debate any of his Republican rivals. We know that he pressured Ronna McDaniel, the outgoing Republican National Committee chairwoman, to cancel debates over and over and over, and he said it publicly too. He did it privately with her directly, and pushed this with others as well. But his folks have been clear, going back to the summer, his meaning Trump's, he wants a bunch of general election debates. He believes that that is a helpful contrast with President Biden. It is a question to me what President Biden will agree to, because remember, Caitlin, at the first debate they had in 2020, Trump later turned out to have had COVID that week. Now, it remains an open question whether he had it on stage, but he didn't look well on stage. There was a feeling among the Biden folks that the Commission on Presidential Debates did not do enough to enforce COVID protocols. They were very angry about it. They remain very angry about it. So I don't know what they will agree to. We'll see.
What's your just sense generally of, we're in this moment and so many people rely on your reporting about Trump and have for years. And just as we're in this moment that a year ago maybe it seemed like we would not be back here, what the next 8 months or so are going to look like?
They rely on your reporting too. It's going to be a very long general election, is what I would say. I think it is going to be a pretty brutal 8 months. I mean, among other things, we're going to have, unless something changes, a criminal trial for one of the nominees. He won't be the nominee yet, but he's the presumptive nominee right now, with former President Trump expected to go on trial on March 25th in New York. That may be the only trial he faces this year. He has 3 other indictments in 3 other places, but that alone is unprecedented. And so it is almost unfathomable to me what else could happen this year, but even the next 2 months are going to be shocking.
Yeah, indeed they are. Maggie Haberman, great to have you. Thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin.
If it makes you feel any better, I have already put evac on alert. He's ready to go if it comes to that. General, I can assure you.
Hey, General, let me into the war room to see you, so I had to hack my way onto this frequency.
This better be critical, Wheelie.
So, come on, when is it not, please? Okay, couple of things. I'm running low on the dough. I was thinking about taking a couple of months sick leave, maybe starting today. And, oh yeah, I intercepted a transmission from Megatron.
Then send it through.
Yes, sir, right away, sir. And so I'll assume that we're going on the other stuff.
This is your last warning, insects. Relinquish what remains of the Allspark.
So who's the insect? You? What? Who's the insect?
Protect you. They were defeated on our world, and we will defeat them here.
The Megatron.
This was just a diversion.
Security teams, bring up. Rabbit, she's already inside. Deeds! Give me an update on that reserve. Boss readiness. What was his name? What was it?
Evac, sir.
Right, evac.
She's right in front.
We are facing a heavy, sustained attack. They appear to be after the Allspark craft. General Marshall! General! Need to immediately evacuate. Hold on. National security advisory. Stay down. Check it out. There is a celebration. The amateurs suicide mission.
So I